Hey YouTube, Petey Two Finger here showing off my pair of Grado Labs SR125, the Prestige series. These are Grado headphones, Grado Laboratory, Grado Labs. They come down here like a doctor thing, and then it's got a real thick cable. And so I've been playing with these today. They have the extension part, not the extension, the converter to make it smaller into a Walkman size. That's what I call that, which is an eighth inch to convert from 6.35 millimeter to 3.5, or quarter inch to eighth inch if you're excuse me, born in Chicago. So yeah, the Grado Labs. I could not believe it. They have a little area. There's a section where behind the counter, and most often it'll be like some gaming headphones back there, and some like little digital cameras, stuff they don't want people putting in their pocket, or putting a pair of headphones on and walking out like, yeah, like these are mine. Anyway, I never thought I would have a pair of Grado headphones in my life, because I didn't even really know how much they costed. I just knew that they had been around since World War One, or they look like they're from World War One. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. We were in this place. It's a Salvation Army, and I looked, and there was a pair of big, giant, ugly blue LED light up, glowing headphones with a huge thing that comes out. Check out. What was that? Leroy Jenkins. That type of thing. And then underneath it was these, and I spotted them, and I was like, ding, 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 like something went off, like those are Grados. And so I had my wife come and stand next to me, and I said, "What? Watch this," Actually, that part of the story is an embellishment, but she was there, and I was thinking, she's going to freak out when these Grados hit the table. And I'm like, doing one of these, and she has no idea what Grado headphones are. And the price tag on them was high. Now, they cost $150 new. We paid less than $50 for them. They were. Well, you know what? I always say exactly how much I paid for stuff on here. I always say I paid $3 when it was $2.95. They were $45 and some change for a pair of Grado, or is it Grado? I don't know. Anyway, I've got a pair of Grado headphones, and because we live in an apartment and I try to not play through open speaker very much, or when I do, I keep it really quiet. I've grown to love, like, my first real love was the Sony MDR 7506 headphones. This is like if you're watching TV and you see people working in a studio and they're wearing headphones. They're almost always Sony MDR 7506. For some reason, the first time I noticed them was on Howard Stern in their radio station. Now, things have changed, and not everybody uses them, but it seemed like for a while there, like the 90s to the Y2K, and in there, the first 10 years of the Y2K thing, you just couldn't stop. I was always spotting the MDR 7506, and they're great headphones. If you're a headphone guy and you don't have a pair, well, there's an actual headphone forum, and these are people that they really live it. They know way more about this stuff than I do. There's closed back, there's open, which these Grados I think are open. They're semi-open. But what I found out was that there is a whole nother world of audiophile grade, really super expensive headphones, where the Grados aren't really looked at so much in that incredibly expensive. They're looked at as being really like unbelievably great. Like these are great headphones. So when I saw a pair and they were $100 used, and I mean it's so unbelievably out of character for me to do this, but if you know how much reselling I do, and to say that I've never come across something means that it's rare. And it wasn't half of the retail price. It was a third of the retail price, and it looked to be in good condition. So I went in the back to try to test it, and the machine they had there, a lot of the machines didn't have a headphone out. One of them had a jack, but it was a line in, and it was a nice machine, and the CD wouldn't read. The laser eye for the CD was messed up, and you can't get any reception in this. You just get white noise. So I remembered back the PlayStation 2 was a thing where about 3 months after the PlayStation 2 came out, everyone was griping because they would get hot. You would be gaming with it, and it would melt something having to do with the laser carriage, and then the machine would be inoperative. It would break. And what people found was if you took the PS2 and put it on its side, so instead of the disc spinning around and this laser carriage trying to read it, if you put it on its side, whatever problem was with that laser carriage getting misaligned from whatever had melted would fix itself if you operated it vertically, which the PlayStation 2 was not designed to sit vertically. It was designed to lay down like a tabletop gaming system. So all of a sudden there was a boom in the market of creating these little stands, PlayStation 2 stand. And it was a plastic molded thing. It was a real kind of cheap thing. I'm guessing you would pay $20 for them. Probably maybe it even had some weight, like metal in the base. Sometimes they do that. I don't want to say that it was a cheap piece of plastic because I don't know. But this is why these videos get so long. Anyway, I remembered that. Turn it sideways. So I turned the machine sideways. I forget what brand it was. It wasn't an Emerson. It was a really nice unit. Kind of a clock radio, but with 3.5-inch drivers. And sure enough, the CD read. And it was fantastic. The whole time I was doing it, there was a Hispanic guy who did not stop talking to me. And he kept telling me about his Bose and his JBL headphones that he had. And he knew nothing of Grado Labs. I flat out came out and told him, listen, Bose is fucking garbage. But sometime you'll meet these people in the back there that they do know a little bit more about electronics than most people. And I know that there are plenty of people that know way more about, like, I'm certainly not, like, I don't know about electronics, but more knowledgeable than the person I'm speaking to. And he really wanted to hear the speakers because he had bought a unit the week before. Anyway, I wanted to fucking punch this guy. I really did. I really wanted to fucking just deck him. But I was in that anger thing where I just kept communicating with him because I was so punch drunk and happy and high. I was getting a pair of Grados. Never thought that was going to happen to me. So yeah, that's my Grado Labs. Now the one of them pops off of the holder. Pops off of the holder. And I'm not sure if there's a fix for this. If I could just this pops back in here and then it's fine. There's a little hole, like maybe there was a pin in here, like maybe this piece separates. I could maybe put some epoxy in there and I almost like having it breakaway design. It doesn't bother me. And I mean, if you're getting it for a third of the price, um, the cable is really heavy duty. And I really haven't played music through these. I've been playing some guitar through it. So I was so excited about my first pair of Grado Labs SR125. I got to go down that rabbit hole. Probably look into fixing this and then reading more, learning more about these headphones. But the other deal was, and I'm sure I've done a video on this already. Superlux. When I found the headphone forum, these people, like I said, they really knew what they were talking about. And there's these expensive ones that have wooden cups, where they're like exotic wood, polished. Like there's all this like really cool high-end audiophile type stuff that I didn't know about. And then in their polls, looking at the reader polls, they had price ranges. And what I started noticing was this Superlux. Everybody was talking about Superlux. Hey, hon,
Yeah.
would you mind bringing me my Superlux cans?
Yeah.
Bring the Superluxes and then bring a Sony
MDR.
7506. So anyway, the deal with the Superlux is they've cloned some of the higher end headphones on the market, and they sell them really cheap. But the thing is, they're not junk. And the pair that I got is the HD 330s, and these are not a clone. They're just the design of the company. So you get is it a detachable cable? No, it's a non-detachable cable. It's a nice length cable. I've had these. They're semi bleed through. They're not full blocked off, but they're not fully open. And these are they're very comfortable. These are you could set them where they go. Those are $35, and they blow away the Sony MDR 7506. And part of that is that the driver, you see here, that's what you would recognize. Is it's got this little red, this little blue here, and then where it says professional is blue in there too. These are the ones that Howard Stern, you see him using these. And they have a real nice super long coily cord that ends up, if you use it for years, that cord can get kind of funky. You can see there, it's kind of funky. But yeah, these are great. I really don't advise mixing on these. I found better results mixing on the MDR 7506. Always ended up with too much bass. But those Superluxes I could actually mix on a little bit. You know, I mean, you kind of learn what to do and what not to do. So that's my Grado story. I'm sticking to it. I'm not so concerned about that one popping out. I probably will put a small amount of automotive epoxy or JB Weld in there, is what I'll do. And then be done with it. But I couldn't believe it. Grado's really cool, but it wasn't like as cool as it could have been. Like if they were $12.95, that would have been cool. All right, you guys, I'll see you.